If you feel like you're making more money but somehow you're still broke, you're not crazy. You're being outpaced. Because right now, in 2026, the cost of living isn't just rising, it's evolving. The average American household spent $78,233 in 2024, up 5.1% from the previous year, while wages only rose 3.8%. Do the math. Spending is rising faster than earning, and every single year the gap gets wider. But here's what makes this worse. It's not just inflation. A significant portion of that money is being drained by things that used to make sense but simply don't anymore. Products and services that were once reasonable have quietly turned into financial traps designed to extract maximum money for minimum value. Corporate pricing strategies have evolved, subscription models have multiplied, and convenience fees have stacked on top of convenience fees. The economy you grew up understanding no longer plays by the same rules. Some purchases that felt normal just 5 years ago now border on financial self-sabotage. The math has shifted so dramatically that continuing old spending habits means actively working against your own wealth. This is about 12 things that are no longer worth your money in 2026. Some will feel obvious, others will surprise you, but all of them are quietly draining your bank account while giving you less value than ever before. And once you see where the money is actually going, you can't unsee it. Number 1. Food delivery apps. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. These platforms didn't just change how people eat, they changed how much people pay for convenience. And when you actually look at the numbers, it's brutal. Delivery apps charge restaurants commission fees between 15% and 30% on every order. And restaurants don't absorb that cost, they pass it directly to you through higher menu prices. On top of that, studies show that prices on delivery apps are already about 25% higher than ordering in-store, and that's before all the extra fees even begin. Delivery fee, service fee, small order fee. If you don't hit a minimum, tip for the driver, and sometimes even surge pricing during peak hours. A meal that costs $12 at a restaurant can easily turn into $22 on the app. That's an 83% markup just so someone else picks it up for you. And it's getting worse. Delivery prices have increased another 8% to 12% since 2023 alone. The convenience made sense when it was occasional, but when it becomes a habit, the math becomes destructive. Ordering twice a week with just a $15 premium adds up to $1,560 per year for the convenience of not driving 10 minutes. Invest that money at 8% for 20 years, and you're looking at around $7,800. These apps are designed to keep you ordering. The interface removes friction, and subscriptions like DashPass create the illusion of savings while locking you into constant usage. In 2026, the occasional order still makes sense, but the weekly habit is no longer convenience. It's a steady transfer of your money to corporate shareholders. Number 2, new cars. The moment you drive a new car off the lot, it instantly loses around 20% of its value. On a $48,000 car, which is close to the average price in 2026, that's $9,600 gone before you even reach your first stoplight. By the end of the first year, depreciation typically hits 25% to 30%, meaning your $48,000 car is now worth somewhere between $33,000 and $36,000. You've just lost more than a year's rent for many Americans. And if you financed it, it gets worse. Many buyers end up in negative equity almost immediately, meaning they owe more than the car is actually worth. That traps you in the loan, unable to sell unless you pay the difference out of pocket. Meanwhile, 5-year-old cars sit in a sweet spot that most people ignore. They've already taken the biggest depreciation hit, they're still reliable, and modern cars can easily last 150,000 to 200,000 miles with basic maintenance. If you buy a reliable used car, drive it for a few years, then sell it before major repairs hit, the depreciation during your ownership is minimal. In many cases, you can sell it for close to what you paid. That creates a cycle where your money keeps moving instead of disappearing. Compare that to the average new car payment of $738 per month in late 2025, or $8,856 per year before gas, insurance, and maintenance. Someone paying cash for a used car can redirect nearly $9,000 per year into building real wealth. And there's a reason this shows up in data again and again. The average millionaire doesn't drive luxury cars. They drive Toyota, Honda, or Ford, and the median price they pay is $31,367 because they understand something most people ignore. A car is transportation, not a status symbol. In 2026, new cars are financial sinkholes disguised as upgrades. Number 3. Sit-down restaurants. Since 2019, restaurant prices have increased about 35%. A simple burger at a casual restaurant now costs $16 to $22 in many places. Add a drink and an appetizer and you're already near $40 for one person before tip. Two people going out for dinner can easily spend $100 to $140 for a meal that would have cost $50 to $60 just a few years ago. The value has flipped. Prices went up, portions got smaller, and the experience hasn't improved. In many cases, service has actually gotten worse due to staffing and cost pressures. And the real profit for restaurants isn't even the food, it's the drinks. A $14 martini contains about $2 worth of ingredients. A $4 soda costs the restaurant around 15 cents. Coffee can carry a markup of 2,000%. These items exist because food margins have shrunk, so restaurants rely on beverages to stay profitable. Then there's the time cost. A sit-down meal takes 90 minutes to 2 hours, while you could cook a better meal at home in 30 minutes for a fraction of the price. This doesn't mean never eating out. Special occasions still make sense. But the weekly habit many people maintain has become economically irrational. A family spending $200 per week on dining out is spending $10,400 a year. That same family could eat extremely well at home for around $600 a month and save over $3,000 annually while likely eating healthier. Restaurants know customer traffic is declining, and instead of improving value, many are raising prices on the remaining customers. It becomes a cycle that keeps getting worse. Number 4. Streaming services. Streaming was supposed to save money. Cancel cable, pay $8 a month for Netflix, and get everything. That idea is gone. Netflix now costs $15.49 per month. Add Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV Plus, Peacock, and Paramount Plus, and suddenly you're paying over $100 a month, or about $1,200 a year, which is more than many people used to pay for cable. And it's not an accident. Content is deliberately fragmented, so you're forced into multiple subscriptions. The show you want moves platforms. The movie you've been waiting for ends up somewhere else. Sports require another subscription entirely. Each company is trying to trap you with just enough exclusive content so you never cancel. They've rebuilt cable, just in a more expensive, fragmented form. The average household now subscribes to 4 to 5 services, spending around $60 to $75 a month. But there's a simple fix that most people don't use. Subscribe to one service, watch everything you want, cancel it, then move to the next. Rotate instead of stacking. That drops your cost to $12 to $18 a month while still giving you access to everything, just not all at once. In 2026, streaming only makes financial sense if you stop playing the game the way they designed it. Number 5. Fast food. Fast food used to mean cheap food, but that equation is gone. A Big Mac meal now costs $12 to $15 in many places. Chipotle bowls are pushing $15. Even Taco Bell, once known as the cheapest option, now charges $10 to $12 for a basic meal. Prices have jumped about 55% since 2019, with nearly 10% increases in 2023 alone. And the trend isn't slowing down. The original value was simple: fast, cheap, convenient. But when the cheap part disappears, all that's left is convenient, unhealthy food at premium prices. For the same $15, you could make a real meal at home with actual nutrition, fresh ingredients, and better quality. And it doesn't even take that much longer. Most simple meals take 15 to 20 minutes. Meanwhile, the average person regularly eating fast food is spending between $3,000 and $5,000 a year. That's money going toward worse health and higher long-term costs, while companies keep raising prices because people keep paying. Fast food made sense at $4 to $6. At today's prices, it fails every basic test of value. Number 6. Latest generation tech. A new iPhone costs around $1,200. It takes slightly better photos, runs the same apps, and delivers almost the exact same experience as the phone you already have. The difference between generations has shrunk to the point where most people wouldn't notice it in daily life. The iPhone 16 compared to the iPhone 13 feels nearly identical for average use. Same apps, same messages, Same browsing. Yet every year, people line up to upgrade. Planned obsolescence makes it worse. Older devices get slower with updates, batteries degrade, and repair costs get close to replacement costs. The system is designed to push you into buying again. And it's not just phones. Laptops, tablets, TVs, and gadgets follow the same pattern. Heavy marketing, minimal real improvement. The smarter approach is simple. Buy 1 or 2 generations behind. A refurbished iPhone 14 costs half the price of a new one and does everything you actually need. The performance difference is almost impossible to notice. Meanwhile, upgrading every 2 years quietly costs about $600 a year in depreciation. Invest that over time and it turns into tens of thousands of dollars, all for upgrades you barely feel. Number 7. Expensive weddings. The average wedding in the US now costs around $35,000. That's $35,000 for a single day, one event, a few hours. At the same time, research consistently shows that money is one of the leading causes of divorce. Starting a marriage with $35,000 in debt or $35,000 less in savings creates pressure from day one. And the industry knows exactly how to charge for it. Add the word wedding, and prices double or triple. A photographer costs more. Flowers cost more. Venues that charge $500 for a corporate event suddenly cost $5,000 for a wedding. You're not paying for better quality, you're paying for the label. Studies have even shown that couples who spend $50,000 or more are significantly more likely to divorce than those who spend under $10,000. It may not be direct causation, but the pattern is clear. A meaningful ceremony doesn't require financial stress. Courthouse weddings are valid. Backyard celebrations are real. The marriage matters more than the event. If you can afford it comfortably, that's your choice. But if it delays your future or creates debt, you're trading long-term stability for a short-term show, and the photos don't pay you back. Number 8. Luxury travel. Travel prices have surged. Flights are up 30% to 40% since 2019. A domestic round trip that used to cost $250 is now $350 to $400. A one-week trip for two can easily reach $4,000 to $6,000. A family trip to Disney now averages $8,000 to $10,000. For someone earning $50,000 a year, that's 20% of their income, and closer to 25% after taxes, spent on 1 week. Travel itself isn't the problem. Experiences matter. Seeing new places matters. The problem is when the cost exceeds what your finances can support. Many Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency, yet still take multi-thousand-dollar trips funded by credit cards. The short-term excitement turns into long-term stress. But there's another way. Road trips instead of flights. Airbnbs instead of resorts. Local food instead of expensive restaurants. Walking instead of paid tours. You still get most of the experience for a fraction of the cost. The industry keeps raising prices because demand is still there. But you don't have to follow it. Travel within your means creates joy. Travel beyond your means creates debt that lingers long after the memories fade. Number 9. Buy now, pay later. Services like Affirm, Klarna, and Afterpay have made it possible to finance almost anything. Shoes, kitchen tools, skincare, small everyday items. The pitch sounds harmless. Split it into 4 payments, no interest, easy approval. But the business exists for a reason. It makes money when people miss payments, pay late fees, or take on more than they should. Studies show people spend 10% to 40% more when using these services. Because psychologically, $50 4 times feels easier than $200 once. Your brain focuses on the smaller number and ignores the total. You end up buying things you wouldn't have bought otherwise. Nearly 40% of users have missed at least one payment. Fees add up, and some balances start carrying interest. What feels like convenience becomes debt. The basic rule still holds. If you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. There are exceptions for long-term assets like homes, sometimes cars. But financing small consumer items is just debt for consumption, and every payment plan is designed to take money from your future. These companies aren't helping you. They're monetizing the gap between what you want and what you can actually afford. Number 10. Branded products. A name brand detergent might cost $12 to $15, while the store brand version costs $6 to $8. often made in the same facility with nearly identical performance. This pattern shows up everywhere: food, cleaning supplies, over-the-counter medicine. The difference isn't quality, it's marketing. Generic ibuprofen works the same as Advil at half the price because it contains the same active ingredient. Consumer testing repeatedly shows store brands match or outperform name brands in many categories. What you're paying extra for is brand recognition and advertising. Household spending on these everyday goods can reach $5,000 to $7,000 a year. Switching to store brands can save 25% to 40%, or up to $2,500 annually without changing your actual lifestyle. Then there's designer clothing. A hoodie with a logo costs $800 to $1,200. The same hoodie without branding costs $40 to $60. The material difference is small. The price difference is massive. You're paying to promote someone else's brand. Status spending isn't new, but the markup has become extreme. Number 11. Subscription boxes. This industry has grown into a $32 billion market built on one simple idea. People love surprises. Monthly boxes for makeup, snacks, clothes, books, even pet toys. The excitement of opening something unknown triggers the same reward system as gambling. But the reality is different from the feeling. A typical box costs $25 to $50 a month, while the items inside are usually worth less than that. That's how the companies make money. You're paying extra for items you didn't choose and often don't need. And canceling isn't always easy. Many people keep paying long after they stop caring, simply because it's automatic. These services rely on inertia. They also use urgency, limited editions, exclusive drops, and fear of missing out to keep you hooked. If you actually want something, buying it directly is cheaper. If you enjoy the surprise, understand that you're paying for entertainment, not value. Because financially, the math doesn't work in your favor. Number 12. Premium coffee. A Starbucks drink now costs $7 to $9. Even a basic coffee can reach $3 to $4, and any customization pushes it higher. Meanwhile, making coffee at home costs about 25 cents to 50 cents per cup. Even high-end beans rarely exceed $1 per cup. A daily $6 coffee habit adds up to $2,190 a year, or about $182 a month. Making coffee at home costs about $182 a year. That's a $2,000 difference for the same caffeine. Invest that $2,000 annually at 8% over 30 years, and it turns into roughly $245,000. $250,000 from one habit. Coffee shops aren't just selling coffee. They're selling convenience, experience, and identity. And there's nothing wrong with that if it's a conscious choice. But most people never do the math. They never decide that this habit is worth hundreds of thousands over a lifetime. It just becomes automatic. At the end of the day, all of these have something in common. They rely on convenience, emotion, habit, and inattention. Prices go up, value goes down, and most people never stop to question it. But the moment you start running the numbers, everything changes. Each category here can cost thousands per year. Combine a few of them and you're looking at $10,000 to $20,000 disappearing annually with very little long-term return. That same money, invested consistently, builds real freedom. The system is designed to keep you spending without thinking. Algorithms push you. Marketing shapes your desires. Payment options remove friction. And the only real defense is awareness. Knowing what things cost, what they're worth, and the difference between the two. None of these are inherently bad. Some may be worth it to you, but the real question is whether you're choosing them consciously or just drifting into them without realizing the cost. Because your money will always do one of two things. It will either work for you or it will work for someone else. And in 2026, knowing the difference matters more than ever.